Welcome to Let's Clear the Air, a podcast sponsored by the Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center, dedicated to educating listeners about allergies, asthma, and immunology.
Well, welcome. I'm your host, Liz Edwards, and today I am with Dr. Sarah Adams. We are in our Hendersonville, Tennessee location. Good to be with you today.
Thanks, Liz. Good to see you.
We are kind of making the rounds with all of our physicians asking, what's the one thing you wish you could tell people about allergy?
There's so many things I like to tell people about allergies, but I guess one of the big things that I've been seeing a lot is for people who are relocating or moving to Tennessee from other environments. So I'm getting a lot of people moving here to Tennessee, and what I would tell them, one thing to know is that usually when you move to a new location, you don't get bothered by allergies right away. It's only when you've lived here for a year, 2 years, 5 years that those symptoms really start to flare. Okay. And so what I see is people coming in and saying, I've just lived here, long enough, and now I'm starting to get bothered. And what really is happening is that first year you live here, you're actually spending that year becoming what we call sensitized. So you're developing those allergies that first year you live here. Mm-hmm. So that first year you live here, you're maybe doing okay. It's only then when you've become sensitized that those next second year, third year, do those symptoms actually start to bother you.
When is a good time for someone to decide to come see you? Like, what's the breaking point? What do you suggest?
It's so funny you ask that, because sometimes I ask my patients that. I say, what was your breaking point? What made you decide now's the time? And what I hear a lot and what I typically tell folks is when your allergies are affecting your quality of life. And that's different for everyone. So quality of life for somebody may mean I don't like taking medicines every single day, but I know if I miss, I'm going to be miserable. Right. For somebody else, it may mean I'm okay with taking medicines every day, but even though I take those medicines, I still feel miserable. For a kid, it may mean they're not sleeping well, they're not focusing in school. For an adult, it may mean they can't love on that cat that they want to or ride horses. So every person's different, but whenever it's affecting your quality of life is when it's time to be seen.
Can you just quickly talk about the treatments that we offer, namely immunotherapy, and how that can really turn things around?
Absolutely. So I always say treatment for allergens is threefold. One, avoiding your allergens, which in Tennessee is pretty much impossible. We just live in a basin, we live in a bowl, and all of our allergens like to collect here. Plus, if you have pets, I never tell anyone to get rid of their pets. So again, really hard to avoid your allergen if that pet is causing you trouble. So it's a misnomer, but really trying to minimize your exposure. Number two is medicines, and there's lots of options out there, and we always go through those, or I always go through those with my patients, what options there are for medical management. We often find that if you're allergic enough, medicines usually don't quite cut it. Or as I mentioned, some people just don't want to take medicines every day. And I understand that. And that's where allergy immunotherapy or allergy shots come into play. And what I tell my patients is that allergy shots are different from medicines. Medicines treat the symptoms, shots treat the cause of the symptoms. So we're really getting to the root of the issue. And your body basically is just overreacting to everything you're allergic to. What we do with allergy shots is reduce or decrease the way your body responds to the environment. So we desensitize you to your allergens. We essentially remove those allergic triggers. I always say it's not a quick fix, it's a long-term fix, but it's a good fix. And it's more than just putting a Band-Aid on your symptoms. It's really, for lack of a better word, the best thing we have in regards to a cure for allergens. So it makes a difference not only for the patient that's sitting in front of me that day, but it makes a difference for the patient 5 years from now. And it really just gives you that long-term effective treatment for allergies.
And improving quality of life. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much for being with us today. If you've just moved here and you are struggling, come see us. We can help. Thanks so much, Dr. Adams.
Thanks, Liz.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Let's Clear the Air. Please consider following this podcast, and remember, if you want helpful and accurate information about allergies and asthma, our allergy experts are here to clear the air.